Hello and welcome. In this video we're gonna start perceiving reality from a vibrational standpoint instead of the senses. We've been learned to perceive everything from the senses, and it actually prevents us from breaking free from the routines that are forced upon us. Okay? It prevents us from pursuing our soul mission. It's because we are stuck in a frequency that's forced upon us, and this frequency controls our perspective. Okay, so let's dive a little bit deeper into this topic. So you are this person, okay, and in my videos most of the time I'm saying the same things, but that's because it's so important, and you can see the same thing with different angles. Okay, so you have a vibration, and this vibration is at the same time also your perspective. Okay, and the outside world is just an infinite source of timelines. But you are only possible attuning to these timelines when you attune your unconscious vibration to this timeline, okay? And this unconscious attunement is based on your vision, imagination, okay, self-image. When you change these things, this changes, okay? And when this changes, the alignment with one of these frequencies becomes activated. The whole school system is wired in such a way that it stops you from creating your own vision. It stops you from creating your own imagination because you're daydreaming, not productive. And it stops you from creating a clear self-image because you cannot prove yourself in the real world. Okay, so when you aren't capable of seeing things from a vibrational standpoint, how I am sketching it right now, what you're doing is you are actually locked. You're in a lock. Okay, you're locked on the same vibration here. Okay, so you're stuck in same brain connections. Okay, and when that's the case, you perceive reality from a programmed state. Okay, this state is programmed by the environment. Okay, and you will perceive everything as solid. And when that's the case, you can only take actions on logical things in the external world that have already been done by others. And then only when you know the steps, you will take it to. It's like a sheep going over a bridge. In the beginning, they're all scared. Once one walks the bridge, all the others follow. And that's because they aren't capable of using their imagination. Okay? They are stuck in a physical state, and therefore what they are capable of seeing, what they are capable of attuning to, is based on the environment. Okay, and that makes you a slave. That makes you a slave of the system, because you can only break out of the system when you can vibrationally attune your perspective to one of these timelines. Okay, and your soul mission is on a high vibration vibe. Okay, This is so important to understand because this is the main underlying problem of current society. Okay? People aren't aware of the invisible vibration that guides their decision, that guides their opinion, that guides who they are. Okay? For example, you have a boy and a girl, and this is a friend of yours, and it's your friend your whole life, and then all of a sudden they meet a girl. Okay, they fall in love, and what happens? He starts to change. He does not like the things he liked before. Okay, change. Less time. What he thinks changes. What he does changes. What he feels changes. He becomes a different person. Why? Because his energy is influenced by the other person. And they are acting mixing perspective. Okay. And why? Because love creates a high frequency, and when you create a high frequency, your unconscious mind is easily influenced. Okay. So once you create high emotions with someone, their unconscious mind goes open and they are more influential. They are easily influenced. So you have to understand, once you start to go within, okay, nature is high vibration. These are trees, by the way. I know it does not look like that, but these are representing trees. Okay, and this is Earth's frequency. Earth. Okay, nature. Once you go in nature and you use the right spiritual plants, okay, you create a high vibration within nature, and then the trees and the environment can influence your unconscious mind. And from being in nature, you can start to perceive life from a more vibrational standpoint. I'm a lot in nature, and that's why I can make these sketches, okay? Because I'm aware of reality beyond what was programmed into me, because I've broken free from the matrix for such a long time now, that my perspective is more in control with me, by nature, than by the toxic environment that we call, society. So when you start to understand, okay, reality is vibrational. Okay, reality is vibrational, and this is where also my power lies. My power lies in my perspective. Okay, my power lies in going within and changing my vibration. What we think in normal reality, it's like, okay, I have to go to school, then I have a degree, then I can work. Okay, and we aren't capable of seeing that, oh wait, school keeps me on a frequency, degree is just a tool to convince work. Okay, so let me tell you, I went to school, horrible, did nothing. Okay, smoking weed all day, doing nothing, just daydreaming. I was actually protecting my inner world by doing that. I was protecting my belief systems from negative influence. I believe that the school system makes you stupid instead of smart. Okay, they think you get smart, but actually you get filled up by all kinds of limited beliefs to make you an obedient slave. That's my perspective. So they put you in school in the slave frequency. Okay, and then the degree is just a tool, because you've never learned the art of sales. You've never learned the art of communication. Because the degree is just here to convince work. Okay? So because you've never learned the art of communication, of convincing, you need this tool to get work. Okay. And most of the people don't even want this work. It's just they need the money. But they don't want to work. They think they want to work, but it's just a story they told themselves, okay? And because we're blind to this is a vibrational world, we keep mixing in places that keeps us in a slave frequency, in a slave perspective. School 9 to 5, work 9 to 5, okay? Then relationship keeps you both in the same programming because it also prevents you from alone time, okay? So when you start to see this and start to realize, oh wait, I'm stuck in the matrix. This is the movie. You know, you hear people, the new age movement is stuck in the matrix, and it's okay to say this, but most people just think about the movie and they don't understand it. But let me be clear what it truly means. The matrix is a system that keeps you in a low consciousness, reactive brain. Because this one is easily influenced. If you are stuck in your emotions, have fear of no money, and then you go work a job you dislike because of your emotions, you're stuck in this brain. Then you watch the news and you get programmed with a worldview that's not your own. It's just external influence, external vibration, external magic from one source that programs your worldview. And then you go communicate with people who have been programmed just like you. That's stuck and being reactive, not in control of your emotions, not in control of your own vision, not in control of your own timeline, because you're not capable of attuning to different realities. That's the matrix. And you know that they get out of the matrix and then they pull that thing out. This is actually because the reptilian brain is here. Okay, and when you get out of your reptilian brain, you can use a bigger part of your brain, and that's the vibrational part. Okay, the bigger the more you're capable of using your brain, the more you're capable of attuning to different realities, to different timelines, to different futures. And the more you're capable of influencing other people's vibration, the more you're capable of influencing other people's vision. Because this is a vibrational reality in which we are living, and that's the actual game. Vibrational influence, okay? When you control the images in the mind of other people, you can control what's happening. You can control what's happening in the environment, okay? And perfect example is sales. If you are selling and you're capable of changing the images in the mind of the other person and convincing them moving forward, you earn money, okay? That's the whole game of sales. And there are many other aspects, like this is also flirting. You have to convince the girl of, being a good potential DNA, being happy, positive energy, blah, 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 saying the things they want to hear, putting an image in their mind so they get attracted. You are constantly, vibrationally, magically influencing other vibrations to create new timelines that are beneficial to you. And if you never learn the art of communication, you need money, you need a degree, you need things to convince people to move forward. And I'm not saying these things are wrong. They are tools, they are useful, but they are just a lack of the ability to control the images in the mind of the people around you. Okay, if you would be a master in controlling the images of the people around you, you would get everything free in life. Okay, and and I get a lot of free stuff in my life. Just to make that clear, I'm capable. I'm also buying stuff, of course, but I've gotten so much stuff from so many different people, and these people are amazing. Okay, but most of the time, giving comes from influencing their energy. It's not always that they are a good person, but you are capable of changing their frequency and therefore they think they are making the choice of wanting to give you something or wanting to do something for you. They think it's their own choice, but it's actually you influencing their energy on a different frequency, so they get a different perspective, so they give you what you want. Okay, so they think they make their own choice. It's not true. Okay, you are influencing their perspective, you are influencing their vibration, and therefore this person you are influencing becomes a tool of you. Okay, it becomes an extension of you. And I'm not saying this in a bad way, okay? You have to always look at people from mutual respect, from an equal human being that you have to treat with respect, okay? Very important. But you can look at things from many different ways, because you have to control this power vibrationally, and you have to see everyone as a person, as a human being, as something that's, good. But at the same time, it's also a tool to get to your dreams, okay? You need to influence people to sell your product. You need to influence a girl to get her to date with you, okay? You need to influence entrepreneurs to collaborate. You are constantly influencing. If you have a child, you need to influence your child so he does not do the stuff that is bad for him, okay? These are very, very, very important things to understand, and you have to be aware of this. Also, you have to protect your vibration. Let's look at a routine here. Okay, this is a routine. This is the day. This is one day. One day. Okay. And during this day, we are being attacked constantly. Okay. We are being attacked by vibrations, and it starts with the television, the news in the morning for most people, okay? Then it's the phone, social media. But this one, social media, can be attuned more to your frequency, okay? So you can follow people that are beneficial and a good vibration, but the news, television is not in your control, okay? So this is toxic. It will always be used against you, okay? The phone, still you need balance. You cannot be on social media all the time, but you can attune it, okay? So you can make a negative into a positive, okay? Then we have obligations, making money, okay? I believe if you have to go to a company, this can be good for a while, okay? But the moment you learned all the vibrations, you absorbed all the energy, all the frequencies of these people, and you've learned everything you needed to learn within that company, and now you're stuck there just making money, and you're not growing, you are not evolving, you are not attuning to different realities anymore. That's the moment you have to leave this energy. That's the moment you have to go out of this workspace, because you already evolved to a level where you cannot evolve anymore, okay? And I believe the next level of jumping from, these are, let's call them companies, okay? These are all different companies, and you go to a company, you learn everything you do, you learn skills, you go to the next company, 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 you go to the next company. And you need to understand that if you are never capable of integrating, great, you will always stay a tool of these companies. And what you actually want to do is learn, integrate. Okay? Learn, integrate. You go to a company, learn, and then you be alone and integrate again. And once you reach the point where you realize, okay, wait, I don't want to be stuck in one location anymore. I want to see the world. I feel that I don't want to stay stuck months in the same company. You should go online and then collaborate, okay? And then integrate. Collaborate and then integrate, okay? Because what you're doing, you're absorbing energy, and then you need to make this energy, these skill sets, this perspective, a mix between your unique self and the skills you've learned. Okay, and then you go to the next. And what most people do wrong is they go from company to company, and they stay a tool. And they never truly evolve because they never integrate. Okay, the same with using spiritual plants. You use it and then you integrate. That's the whole point. If you cannot integrate, you will never evolve. You never connect the dots and move forward on a higher timeline. Okay, so understand that it's just a vibrational game of getting on a higher timeline, and the higher your timeline, the more effective your actions. And why is this? Because you will start to see life with more depth. You will start to notice if this domino falls, this one will also fall. That's the point. And most people aren't capable of connecting this domino with this domino, okay? And the moment you get on a higher vibration, you will see with more depth. You are able to make more brain connections, and you can see, oh, if I just push this domino, I just push this one, then this one will fall. Maybe not immediately, but after some time, okay? So you want this one to fall, but this one's too big, okay? It's too big of a domino. But because these dominoes become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, if I just push this one, the highest leverage action, this one will fall, okay? That's the point. And that's when you start to raise your awareness, start to see life with more depth, and make more brain connections. If you perceive reality with very little brain connections, okay? So this is little brain connections, and this is a lot of brain a lot. So this person only drinks. This person watch the news, gets emotionally involved in stupid stuff, is drinking alcohol. A lot of stuff you should not do, okay? And this person goes to nature. Nature uses mind expanding plants, okay? Protects energy. Creates awareness. So this person is a sheep, okay, and he will always be controlled by someone with a lot of brain connections, because his vibration is attuned to different realities. This one can switch his imagination to different realities, okay, very fast, because he makes a lot of brain connections, so he can create clear images. This one cannot use his imagination. This one is stuck in what the news says, or stupid stuff that's forced upon him, because he is stuck in a low consciousness vibration. He is not thinking himself. It's the vibration of the environment that controls the vibration of the sheep, that controls its thinking. So people think, oh, I make my own choice. No. Their energy is making their choice, and their energy is controlled by the environment, okay? And here the high consciousness being controls his own energy, is not influenced by the vibration of the environment and chooses consciously in which vibrations it's mixing. So successful entrepreneurs, okay? Courses, travel, cultures, okay? And the music he listens to, very important. What type of music? Also affecting your vibration. And when you understand that it's not the outside world, that's what a lot of people think. A lot of money. I need a lot of money to be successful and to get validation. Money is just a tool to make up for your lack of being capable of influencing other people's vibration, okay? Because the real reason people look up to other people is because they can get what they want. But you can get what you want in different ways. You can buy it, or you can influence people to get it, okay? And most people who are good at influence also at some point have a lot of money, but that does not always have to be the case, okay? So what a lot of people do, especially these sheep people, they lend money and they spend money what they don't have. Without evolving to a stronger vibration, to a stronger perspective. What actually is the real goal of life? Evolving to your full potential, creating a clear image in your own unique way, change and influencing other people's energy in your own unique way, so you can get what you want and you can make this world a better place. And if people see you having the stuff you want, getting what you want, they will start to understand, oh, I can learn from this person. It's not fake. It's actually a high awareness being, and I need to learn from high awareness beings, okay? That's the real game. We should filter out the people we should not listen to and find the people we should listen to. But the biggest problem right now in society is that sources of communications are not controlled by you. Is the algorithm, okay? Algorithm. And it shows a tiny percentage of reality. Most of the time also a fake reality. So what happens, it's very hard to filter out the right people from the wrong people. The right vibrations from the wrong vibrations, okay? So what happens, most people, they get scammed because they think, oh, this is a high value human being, but actually it's a very, very good manipulator, okay? And manipulation is a skill, and I'm not saying it as something bad, because manipulation is just influencing other people's energy. But you can influence people's energy with integrity, or you can do it from the ego, okay? So if you are in your heart space, you will start to influence others from a space of making this world a better place, okay? This is the world. But when you start to influence people from the ego, you will just do it for your own egoic needs, okay, from the root chakra. And you want to operate from the heart chakra, okay? And but that's something I will dive deeper into in another video. But just start to understand, once you start to perceive reality more from a vibrational standpoint, and that's happening when you start to make more brain connections. How do you make more brain connections? Going in nature, using the right plants, meditation, protecting your energy. How do you make a lot of little brain connections? Mixing with people who are not living the life you want to live, who drink alcohol, who get emotionally involved about stuff that does not matter, and that talk about stuff that truly does not matter. Because you will see, oh, they are not thinking. They are just a sheep, a drone, controlled by the vibration of the environment. And you will only find real happiness from within, controlling your energy, controlling your emotions, moving towards your long-term vision. Okay, raising yourself in this energy, and understanding, am I now in a company that's raising my energy, or is it lowering my energy? Okay, is it allowing me to get to my full potential if I look in the next years, or is it something keeping me from reaching my true self? Okay, and breaking out of this matrix and understanding that it's all one big game, and that you need to go to nature, get back into energy of nature, start evolve to your full potential, start to find your highest timeline, stay attuned to it, and make this world a better place. Okay, if you need any help with these things, getting back to your authentic self, getting back to your unique energy, to your unique soul mission, the reason you came here on earth, make sure to click the link in the bio. Everything you need to get to a new reality. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.